Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this tarot pick a card reading. So in today's reading we're going to be getting an idea of whether or not this person could be the one. So this could be anyone you're thinking about, any relationship, any context. As you can see here, we have 3 piles. We have pile number 1 with the clear quartz. We have pile number 2 with the red tourmaline. And we have pile number 3 with the rose quartz. So go ahead and take your time, reflect on the 3 piles, figure out which pile resonates the most with you. If you're feeling drawn to more than one pile, then you can definitely watch both readings. There could be specific details in there that are relevant to your situation. I just want to say if you enjoy this and if it resonates with you, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. And I will have timestamps down below so that you can go ahead and skip it to your readings. I'll see you there. Bye. Hi, pile number 1, if you chose the clear quartz, this is your pile. So let's go ahead and start off with potential. So let's ask, does pile number 1's person have the potential to be the one? What is the potential in this situation? Okay, so you have the 10 of Swords. So right off the bat, this is giving me the sense of, first of all, that this could be a person from the past, potentially. If you're asking about someone from the past, there definitely seems to be a strong message here that whatever the connection is here, it definitely seems to be at the moment at least, very cut off. You may be in some sort of separation or no contact situation. So the potential here looks very, I don't want to say unlikely, but it seems like there's something here that has already come to an end. So let's go ahead and keep looking here. What is the possibility of commitment in this situation? We've got the Queen of Pentacles here, so I'm definitely getting the sense that, from your perspective at least, you are definitely very grounded, very practical, very stable. So when we're looking at commitment from your side or from your perspective, that definitely seems like a possibility. Because this is more of a feminine energy, I'm wondering if this is sort of a one-sided situation where one person, maybe the person who's more of the feminine energy in the partnership, I think that person is very willing and able to commit, but I'm wondering if this is sort of one-sided. So maybe you're the one who's willing to put forth that effort and commit to something, and the other person is maybe struggling a little bit to sort of match your energy in that sense. Let's go ahead and see what is any challenges here. What are some conflicts in this connection? Let's see. Okay, I have 2 cards here. So we've got the 9 of Pentacles and also the 9 of Swords. So I'm wondering here if there is some issue regarding you and your independence. I'm wondering if there's some codependency issues here, like maybe you find it hard to be without this person, and maybe being alone or being independent causes you a lot of stress and anxiety. I feel like there's something about this connection where the separation or the thought of you being apart brings about a lot of stress and a lot of overwhelming thoughts, maybe even some insomnia, some trouble sleeping. So I feel like there could definitely be some level of codependency here, or you're just more comfortable being with this person than being without them. So that could be a potential conflict if there's some issue here where you're unable to be independent. Your reliance on the other person could cause some challenges or some conflicts. Okay, next let's look at some positive influences. What are some things that work really well in the relationship? What are some positive influences here? The Seven of Cups. Okay, so I feel like in the context of this relationship, things are pretty... There are a lot of possibilities here. You know, things don't seem super... Maybe... I'm trying to think of how to word this. Things aren't maybe super obvious or clear, and sometimes that could be confusing, but at the same time it leaves open a lot of possibilities. So you never know exactly what is happening or what path you're going down, but there's a lot of openness and there's a lot of possibilities and options here. So that could be a good thing or a bad thing, but since we put it in this position of positive influences, I'm going to take that as a good sign here. There's a lot of potential, there's a lot of possibilities, there's a lot of options. This isn't a sort of, it doesn't feel like a very dead end situation or like there's only one way about it. So next, let's see what you can do to help. How you can help the situation. You know, what do you have control or power over? Okay, we have the Page of Wands here. So I feel like your way of contributing or helping could be being the person to try to like press restart. Like I'm getting the sense of a new beginning, a clean slate, sort of rekindling also, like the idea of finding a new passion or putting new energy into something. So this could be one of those situations where the relationship needs a little bit of a reset or like a starting over. So you could be the person who maybe sees that and puts that into action. Let's see what else there is. Let's see what this other person needs to do in order to make the relationship work. What do they need to do in order to help make this work? Okay, we've got the Seven of Swords here, so I feel like this other person in the connection is definitely displaying some sort of sneaky behavior. They could be doing some shady things. I'm just getting the sense of sneaky, shady behavior, maybe lying. That could be pretty general, so I'm sure you know exactly what it is if you're the one in this relationship, but it looks like this person really needs to let go of their old ways in order to make this work. So if they have been known for lying or cheating in the past, they definitely need to move beyond that and put some real effort into ending those habits in order to move forward. Okay, and lastly, let's just pull a card to see if there is any potential here for happiness, for a happy relationship. Let's see. Okay, we've got the World here. So again, I'm getting that same sense as we did with this Seven of Cups, with a lot of possibilities, a lot of options, a lot of potential. There's nothing here that necessarily indicates a dead end. That Ten of Swords in the beginning was a little ominous, but because we're getting the World here, I also think the message here is that you are capable of finding happiness outside of this relationship. So if it seems like there's no way for you to be happy without this person, I think the advice here, or what this tarot is trying to tell you, is that that's not right. It seems like the person you are and the position that you're in is one that's very powerful, and so even outside of the context of this relationship and even without this other person, you'd still be able to find a lot of happiness and success and joy and freedom. So yeah, it seems like there's a lot of possibilities here, a lot of options, but no matter what direction this connection were to go in, the overall message is that you would definitely be okay and that you'd be able to continue on and live your life and find a lot of happiness and joy with yourself. So yeah, that's all I have for you. I hope it resonated. I hope that you found it helpful in some way. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed, and I'll see you in another video. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. If you chose the red tourmaline, this is your pile. So let's go ahead and start off with potential here. What is this person's potential to be the one? What is the potential of this connection and this relationship? Okay, we've got the 7 of Pentacles, so this is a pretty positive sign, I'd say. This sends the message that there's definitely potential here, especially if you two were to put in a lot of work and to put in a lot of intention into the relationship. If you guys were to really focus on cultivating this relationship and building a foundation, it seems like there's definitely a strong possibility of success here. So I would definitely take that as a positive sign. Let's see next. What is the possibility of commitment? So what is the possibility of commitment in this relationship? Okay, we've got the 8 of Cups here. So I'm getting the sense that this, for some of you, this could be someone from the past where there maybe has been an issue where someone has walked away and maybe you guys are revisiting this. For others of you, if this is a new person, I'm definitely getting the sense that there is some hesitation here. This could be on your part or this could be on the other person's part, but either way, within this connection, there definitely is some questioning, as in someone is wondering whether or not this is right for them, whether or not this is really emotionally fulfilling, and whether or not this is what they're looking for. So yeah, as far as commitment, there definitely seems to be someone here. It could be you, but there definitely seems to be someone here who's kind of wondering if this is what they're looking for. So let's do some conflict, some challenges. What are some issues in this relationship? The High Priestess. Okay, so if you're getting some sort of what's the word, intuitive feelings here of something maybe isn't quite right or something feels off, it's just sort of a gut feeling. Maybe you don't have any sort of like logical reasoning, or there's nothing here that you can specifically point to. If you're getting some sort of intuitive nudges here, definitely I wouldn't ignore that. It seems like there's something here saying that your intuition is very strong. So if you're getting the feeling that something's off, definitely don't ignore that. That could be a challenge in the relationship where you have a feeling that something maybe isn't right, but you don't know exactly what it is. So that could definitely pop up. Let's do some positive influences. What are some good things in this relationship? What are some things that make it work? We've got the 2 of Pentacles. Okay, so it seems like you and this person are able to balance each other out very well, and you're able to fit into each other's lives very harmoniously. So this could be something that you've already put a lot of work into, or maybe it's just something that happened very effortlessly. But either way, it seems like you guys balance each other out. Maybe your personalities balance each other out, and it seems like your lives fit together very well. So that's definitely a positive influence to keep in mind. Let's see how you can help the relationship. What are some things you can do? What's some stuff that you have control of? Some changes you could make? Okay, we've got the 8 of Wands. So if there's some part of you that's holding back right now, I would definitely think that the advice here is to let go of that and to just go for it. If this is something that you really want and this is something that you feel like could work out, if you're finding yourself holding yourself back, I would definitely try to find some ways to figure out where that's coming from and also work through it, because the 8 of Wands talks about taking action, moving things along quickly. So if you've sort of been dragging your feet, I definitely would take this as a sign to kind of pick up the pace. If this is something that you want, this also is the sign of communication, or it represents reaching out to someone, messaging someone. So if this is a situation where maybe you guys are not really talking right now, or if you just generally aren't the one to reach out first, I would definitely take this advice to maybe be the first one to reach out, send them a message, try to start a conversation, try to communicate with them, and just go ahead and put yourself out there is what I'm seeing. Let's see what this other person needs to do. What is something that the other person in this connection could be doing to help? Okay, we've got the Magician here. So I feel like this other person maybe needs to put more intention into the relationship, because the Magician talks about, you know, manifesting and the law of attraction. It also talks about someone who's very magnetic. So I feel like this person maybe could be taking this connection for granted in a sense, and they need to put more intention and more thought into the relationship, and they need to really put more effort into cultivating something that could last a long time is what I'm seeing here. Like there's just, it seems like there's this advice for them to start taking things more seriously, to really put more intention and effort into things, rather than just sort of being more passive or just laying back and letting things happen. Okay, so let's do this last card here to ask, will you be happy? Is there potential for happiness in this relationship? Is there a chance of a happy relationship here? Okay, we've got the Ten of Cups, so this is definitely telling me yes. The Ten of Cups is very positive, talks about emotional fulfillment, happiness, a really positive, loving relationship. So this is a really great card to get in this position. It's definitely the kind of thing where every aspect of your life sort of falls into place. So abundance, emotional fulfillment, love, it's sort of the happy ending, everything all in one picture. So this is a really positive card. It looks like there's a lot of potential here. Like I said earlier, it just seems like the main focuses here are being very intentional and putting effort into the relationship. So that could be something to focus on, but it looks like in the end there is a lot of potential here for happiness if you guys were to both choose to work towards that. So yeah, that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed, and I'll see you in another video. Hi, pile number 3. If you chose the rose quartz, this is your pile. So let's go ahead and start off with, what is the potential here? What is the potential for this person to be the one? What is the potential for the relationship? Okay, we've got the Two of Wands here. So this is definitely, I would take this as a positive sign. I think there is potential here, but I think you guys are kind of in a position where maybe there's a fork in the road, and you both need to decide whether or not you're going to continue intentionally putting time into the relationship, or whether you're going to maybe leave things alone or walk away. It seems like this is a turning point. There's a decision that needs to be made, and once that decision is made, next you'll need to take actual action towards this goal. So it definitely seems like you guys are in a position where there's a fork in the road, but overall there definitely seems to be potential if you guys were to choose to continue pursuing the relationship. Okay, so let's see, what is the possibility of commitment here? What is the possibility of commitment in this connection? Okay, so we've got the Queen of Wands. So I do think there is a strong possibility of commitment here. Because this is a court card and there's just the Queen, and this kind of, to me, this represents that there's one person here who is very willing and able to commit, but it leaves me questioning whether the other person feels the same way, because we just have one person present here. So I definitely think one person, maybe you, maybe the more feminine person in this relationship, is definitely willing and able to commit, but this leaves me wondering where the other person is at. Maybe they're not in the same spot, maybe they haven't considered it. So this definitely leaves room for interpretation, and it leaves us wondering where the other person's head is at. Okay, so let's see any conflict, any challenges, any issues in the relationship. Okay, we've got the Hierophant here. So I feel like overall maybe your relationship is pretty steady. There doesn't seem to be any major pressing issues. For the most part, you guys are probably okay. But with the Hierophant here, I'm wondering if maybe there is a difference of morals or a difference in religion, or maybe one person is really traditional and the other person is not. Maybe one person's more conservative and the other person is not. So there could just be a difference of maybe belief system here. That's also a possibility. Okay, so let's see what are some positive influences. So this is the potential challenge. So if you guys have a different set of beliefs, different morals, if one person is very, like I said, conservative, very reserved, and the other person's not, that could be something that brings about conflict and challenges. But overall, it's not like a card that brought up, conflict and arguments, like the Five of Wands or the Five of Swords popped up. So this definitely seems like it could be a problem that pops up, but it doesn't seem to be detrimental. It could potentially be something that you guys are able to work through. So let's see what are some positive influences here. What are some good things about the relationship? What makes it work? For pile number 3. Let's see here. The Three of Pentacles. Okay. So it seems like you guys maybe are able to collaborate really well. Maybe you make a really good team. You guys are able to work together and help each other out, balance each other out. It definitely feels like this is a partnership and a team effort rather than two individuals sort of trying to make things work. I definitely think you guys are good at collaboration, compromise, working together. Let's see what else. Let's see what you can do to help the situation. What are some steps that you can take to help the relationship? What can you control? Okay, so we've got the Fool here. So I'm wondering if maybe you're a little bit more reserved, because this is kind of telling me that maybe you need to take more risks, or take more leaps of faith, maybe be more open to, it could be anything, maybe more open in conversations or just more adventurous in general, but I'm getting the sense that you're being advised to take some risks, maybe put yourself out of your comfort zone, and that could be something that can help the relationship. Let's see what this other person can do to help the relationship. What are some things the other person needs to do? Okay, we've got the Four of Cups here, so I'm wondering if the other person is not putting a lot of focus or attention into the relationship. Maybe they're distracted by other things. There's this sense of not paying attention to what's in front of them. Maybe they tend to not pay attention to you. So I definitely feel like this person is going to have to recognize that and put more effort into the relationship and put more attention on you specifically, rather than other things going on in their life. So it could be you know, they're more focused on their friends, or they're more focused on their career. Whatever the case may be, I definitely see them putting this relationship and this connection on the back burner a little bit. So that's something that they're really going to have to change if they want to make this work. They need to learn how to make this connection a priority in their lives for sure. And lastly, let's just see what is the potential for happiness here. Is there a potential for you to be happy in this relationship? What do we have? Okay, so we have the Knight of Wands here, so I'm definitely getting the sense that there's a lot of potential for... Oh, that's interesting. We have 3 Wands in a row, actually, because we have the 2 of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. So I feel like there's a lot of potential for this connection to be very passionate, very exciting, very energetic. It's just sort of maybe like a whirlwind. This person could be, or this connection just could bring a lot of light into your life and a lot of excitement, like I said. So there's definitely a lot of potential to be happy here. I think as far as, you know, passion, energy, I think it depends on what you're looking for. It could get to a point where maybe this excitement and this passion isn't quite enough. For the meantime, it seems like things are going well, but in the future, if you were to want something more serious or to settle down a little bit more, that would be something that you'd have to approach in the future and try to decide if this is someone that you could really do that with. I'm not saying that that's not a possibility. I'm just saying that the way things look now, this definitely looks a lot more fun and like young and exciting, and not so much like a super grounded long-term commitment. That could also mean that you guys are just sort of in the beginning stages of this relationship. So that would definitely be something to keep in mind and to revisit in the future. If what you're looking for is a long-term commitment, because this person and this connection seems very fun and very energetic and very passionate, but I'm not seeing a lot of stability here. So that would be something to keep in mind and to revisit in the future. So yeah, that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed, and I'll see you in another video.